Hi, this is a video assignment for the subject LHP 456 from University Science Malaysia. I'm Kamshaleen, matrix number 149199, and I believe that euthanasia should be legalized globally. So what is euthanasia? It is the process of ending a person's life intentionally, which is like killing. Okay, but from where I came from, this word is often associated with pets like cats and dogs. People will say to be put down or to be put to sleep instead of using the actual word euthanizing a pet. So why is that? Because unlike the Netherlands, Spain, Colombia, and certain states in the US, many countries still do not permit euthanizing a human being. It is very illegal, and depending on where you're at, where you're located, you would be punished or sued for criminal homicide. Yes, it is very extreme, I am aware. But I can see how no one talks about euthanasia because it's so illegal and it's not even practiced in our country's medical field. This caused a lot of unawareness for active euthanasia and confusion for passive euthanasia, which shouldn't even be called euthanasia in the first place. So I want to take a little bit of time and talk about the terminology. Euthanasia literally means good death. Active euthanasia is you actually doing something with the intention of ending an incurable patient's life. For example, injecting a drug that does no other function other than stopping a beating heart. So that is active euthanasia. For passive euthanasia, basically it is termination of life support. Even though that the patient would most probably pass away, that should never be the doctor's intention. And there you have it, that is passive euthanasia. So because this is technically not euthanasia, countries that do not permit active euthanasia usually resort to passive euthanasia, which is putting terminally ill patient in ICU and on life support before pulling the plug. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say there's Adam and the mom, right? A very capable, strong woman diagnosed with terminal illness at the age of 86. So she was admitted into the hospital, and every day she grows weaker and weaker. She endures more and more pain. The hospital bills just keeps going higher and higher, and Adam couldn't do anything but to pray that one day his mom would miraculously get better. And sometimes, even though it doesn't feel right, he would hope that the mom would just pass away and leave all her suffering behind. But because euthanasia is illegal, as she gets very weak, she is then put into the ICU, plugged in with a lot of life support. And once a strong, capable woman now can't even lift an eyelid or breathe. So Adam had to pull the plug, and it results the same, death. On the other hand, if euthanasia is legalized in this scenario, Adam would have had the chance to cherish the last moment he has with the mom. Being well prepared, mentally prepared, physically prepared, everything before letting go. And on the patient side, the mom wouldn't have endured so much pain before leaving, before dying a dignified death. So, if it was you in this situation, wouldn't you want to get euthanized? Wouldn't you wish that euthanasia is legal in your country? Because I sincerely believe that active euthanasia can give so much less pain to the patient and the patient's family, even the medical officers even. Because up to the day I saw my grandpa passed away with a hole in his neck left by the oxygen supply tube, I didn't think that I would feel relief seeing someone I love so much pass away. It is very, very traumatizing. And it's funny how we have this much medical advancement, but look at us now. tied by the laws and legal framework. We can't even die a better and dignified death. So lastly, I want to talk about a case in the 1990s, about a rheumatoid arthritis patient, Lillian Boyce, and her assigned physician, Dr. Nigel Cox. Okay, long story short, Lillian has one of the worst case of RA ever, and she was begging for Dr. Cox to relieve her from her pain. Dr. Cox then injected her with potassium chloride that does nothing else but stop her heart. That is the only intention of the substance. He was then sued and because he was reported by a nurse. He was sued and he was suspended from the hospital he was working. He was charged with manslaughter, and there's a lot of complication. But after trials, he finally got back in and resumed his practice in the original hospital. So that's good news. But he wasted a lot of years fighting the case, all the trials and all that. That's why I want to urge everyone to know that euthanasia being legal doesn't only reduce pain for the patients and for the patient's family. It also eases the burdens on doctors and nurses. So don't you see that euthanasia being legalized globally could actually ease a lot of trouble for everyone? I mean, there is no better way to die in a hospital bed than you being fully prepared and fully let go and in control. So, yeah. Euthanasia should be legalized globally. Thank you.